Welcome in Garnet Trust Hour. Your guest number 8, Luke, of the Garnet Trust Hour. You hear him, Luke Doty, South Carolina quarterback. Luke, appreciate you taking the time, man. How you been doing?
Of course, man. It's been good. Winter workouts in full effect. Spring break coming up, so looking forward to that, and then right into spring ball.
You know, man, in some ways, it feels like just yesterday that you were this little 8th grader at the Carolina, what was it called? The
Carolina Exposure
Camp, out there running around.
Oh, yeah.
I think you were racing the DBs in the fastest man competition or something. You know, in some ways it was like yesterday. In some ways that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And now you're sitting here and you've been on campus for a long time now, and you're an upperclassman, and you're probably taking the harder classes and stuff in school now. No more University 101 and all that stuff. So, man, what has, I know you can't put it into like 2 sentences, but what has this journey and experience been like so far?
Yeah. I mean, I say it every day. I mean, I'm living the dream. You know, a lot of people don't get to do this. Like, there's a very, very small percentage of people that get to do this. So I'm one of those people, and you know, I'm forever grateful for that. You know, obviously there's been a lot of highs, been a lot of lows, a lot of work put in, you know, hours in the weight room, hours on the field. So I mean, I'm grateful for every single part of that journey. And obviously I got a long way to go still. So I'm just taking everything, you know, as it comes my way. Never getting, you know, too high, too low, but just kind of staying at an even keel, and just being grateful, being thankful for every single thing that, you know, I'm able to do, because it can be taken away from you, you know, just like that. And, you know, I've experienced that, and I know a lot of other people have too. So I think that just gives you a new perspective into, you know, how much fun this is. And it's not something like, you know, you have to do. It's something you get to do. And I think that's something that, you know, we preach, you know, Coach Beamer preaches, all the coaches preach, is that, you know, this don't take this stuff for granted, because it goes by fast.
Definitely, man. And as I said a second ago, this appearance is brought to you by Garnet Trust. So fans can go out GarnetTrust.com. You can help support athletes like Luke, and help Garnet Trust put together opportunities like this for him and, you know, others. We've had, you know, it's been really cool, man. Obviously, you know, I cover and I watch all the football side of things, but with the Garnet Trust Hour, we've got an opportunity to meet some of the women's soccer players, women's tennis.
Yeah.
I know as an athlete, you get to be around all the other athletes at times as well. It's been amazing to me, man, just to see just the pure talent that is on campus surrounding you. Like, I know football, you know, probably football, then women's basketball certainly gets a lot of attention, both locally and nationally. But to me, it goes well beyond that. Like, there are so many talented, I won't just say athletes, but talented student athletes at the University of South Carolina. Do you get to sort of see that on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, we do. I mean, there's obviously we're going through some stuff with the Doty now, so that was kind of where we would always hang out. Everybody go get dinner there, and you know, you see all the you know, different teams and people, you know, as they come in for, you know, study hall, other academic things, and like I said, dinner and lunch and stuff. So we hadn't really been over there a lot, just because of, you know, what they're doing over there now. But yeah, I mean, it's been awesome, just, you know, being able to have such a large group of people that are sharing and going through the same things that you are. Obviously, you know, on different scales, and you know, everybody's got their own thing going on, but yeah, I mean, just to see, you know, women's basketball, women's soccer, beach volleyball, I mean, the list goes on and on. Just to see how, you know, they're doing on, you know, daily basis, weekend, you know, all that different stuff, just seeing the success that everybody's having. I think that adds to the camaraderie that, you know, we have as an entire university and as a collection of student athletes. Because everybody's on the, you know, the same journey we are. You know, just trying to win as many games, meets, whatever it may be, as possible, and having fun doing it, because that's the name of the game.
We had Taylor Jacobson from women's soccer on, and I don't know if football participated in this. She said they did a sport swap. Did y'all do this? Did you participate?
Yeah, so we did a sports swap with beach volleyball. So my girlfriend plays beach volleyball here, and we're pretty close with them. We all hang out, and do different things every now and then. So it was pretty fitting, that they sports swap with us, and we do some of the stuff that they do. So I think it was like 2 weeks ago, we all went out to their little like spring game before they started their season, because it's going on right now. And then right after it, me and a bunch of other guys, we participated in like some of the drills they do on the sand courts, and played a little game to like 11 or 21, something like that. And then we brought all of them over to the facility and had them do like a little workout in the weight room real quick. And then we went to the indoor and, just messed around. D lineman set up like the bags and stuff, threw them a couple balls, had them throw around some, just little things like that to just, kind of get away from all the stressors of the sports that we play, and just go have some fun with it, because that's, like I said, that's what it's all about, is building that camaraderie and that friendship between sports, and it not being so one-sided between everybody.
Not to get too personal, but you want to give the girlfriend a shout out since
shout out Sammy Ansel. You're awesome. Keep up the good work. It's going to pay off. You're doing great.
Get you some brownie points while we're at it. So how were you at sand volleyball? How'd you do?
It's a lot harder than you think. Obviously the sand adds a different element. But it was a lot of fun. We had, I think, like 10 guys out there, just, a couple of our offensive linemen, running backs, defensive linemen, just big old guys out there running around, and just to see that. And, like I said, it is a lot more difficult than you think. So just to be able to do that with them was a lot of fun. That was fun for us because we get to do something different. So I think we'll have to have a rematch, sometime in the future. For sure.
Have you played her before, like goofing off? Or
yeah. So funny story. We were at the beach. I don't even know when. Sometime in May, and we were just doing like a little bump set spike or whatever, and she was teaching me all the little ins and outs of it, and she shot one straight down in the sand, and I couldn't get it, and it like bounced up, hit me in the head, and I was like, yeah, this it's a little bit more difficult than how you make it look,
Yeah,
but it is a lot of fun. My dad played beach volleyball growing up, so he enjoys talking to her about it and having fun with it.
Yeah. So shout out to the family as well.
Oh yeah,
you've got some athletes,
no doubt,
in the family.
No doubt.
Your dad played college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad actually played college basketball with, I think we've talked about this off air before, with my old preacher growing up.
Yep.
So they played basketball together. Your brother's a great athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I know. You want to give a shout to the family?
Oh yeah, shout out to the family, mom and dad,
with the athleticism.
Yeah, they. I think my dad blessed me with the obviously the height and the jumping abilities, running abilities I get from my mom, and everybody knows that because she ran cross country when she was in college and growing up. So that's kind of where all the different factors come in, and then Jake got a little bit of everything. He's a great athlete as well, and had a great high school career and finished out this year, on a high note. So love them. Can't wait to see them this coming week. We're on spring break, so go home and have some time on the beach and hang out.
Yeah, I didn't mention mom, but yeah, great runner as well, great athlete. And so maybe beach volleyball isn't for you. If you weren't playing football, what do you think? What do you think your best sport college wise would have been?
I don't even think it's not even in college. I'd probably be on the beach, with my brother, surfing, paddleboarding, doing all that fun stuff. Because I know he's probably out there right now if he didn't go this morning. So that's something I'm going to be doing as soon as I get home. We're going to go down to the beach early and spend all the time in the world there. So I'm looking forward to it.
We were talking off air. You maybe get used to being around the beach, just growing up.
Yeah.
Have you? I don't know. Maybe do you miss it now? It sounds like you do. You miss it now that you don't get to just walk out to the beach every day.
I mean, it is a different transition, obviously, from a tourist town to the city atmosphere. in some ways, obviously the traffic and stuff, that's all going to be the same, but just not being able to to take a little drive down to the beach whenever you're bored, obviously that's something I miss. But luckily we have a little sand pit and the beach volleyball courts out there, so if I need to go put my toes in some sand, I can do that. But yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff you take for granted when you live down there. Obviously the nice weather year round, and being able to go down to the beach whenever you want, because it's right there, and you don't think about it in the moment, but once you're away from it for a little while, obviously you think about it a little more.
You drive by the Luke Doty billboard, the NIL.
It's still up. It's still up there. Yeah, it's funny because I'll have people like send me pictures of it and like, hey, saw you today. And I'm like, what? I'm not even home. And it's like, oh no, your billboard. And I'm like, oh yeah, that thing. And then I'll go home, and sometimes it'll surprise me. I'll be driving down the road and then look up and see my face on the the big screen, and it's still kind of surreal. But shout out Native Sons. We're still in business, and looking to put out some new stuff soon.
You go to college, and NIL isn't really a thing, and you were part of this group of guys, very unique in that when all this is new, all this has started,
right? You
were there for the transition, and everybody's kind of trying to figure all this out. But what has that been like for you? And has it been cool though to have those opportunities? I know I see you posting about doing some yoga, and some side workouts as well. I don't know if that's NIL or if you just enjoy it that much, but then seeing yourself on a billboard, your family gets to see you on a billboard.
Right.
What's it been like just kind of experiencing everything that has come along with NIL?
I think it's been awesome, and not just for me, but for everybody. It's an opportunity for student athletes to make money on what they bring to the table, not just what they can do on the field. So obviously there's something different for everybody, and everybody can take advantage of it. So I think that's really the coolest part is being able to work with different companies, businesses, small or large, and just help them out, and they help us out. I think that's the sole reason why it was put in place. So we can be more of more of somebody off the field than who we are on the field, because obviously that'll go away in time, but the relationships that you create outside of football, basketball, baseball, whatever it might be, those last you a lifetime, and you can get set up for things once you're done playing your sport that obviously may not have the opportunity to do if NIL wasn't a thing. So I've been having some fun with it. Like you said, I got some stuff back home with Native Sons, clothes and stuff. Some things here with local yoga Studio Fire. So just little things like that you can use to help take care of your body, and then be able to put yourself out there. It's been a lot of fun.
You play any basketball? That's been I asked this because it's been a big topic of discussion among your teammates that have been on.
Yeah,
everybody has their starting five.
Yeah,
and of course everybody thinks their starting five would beat anybody else's starting five. Have you played much basketball? Or
no,
it's just
I hadn't touched a basketball court probably since I was in middle school. But
okay,
we've got a little indoor basketball gym over where I live at Olympia. So I know a couple guys go in there and mess around or whatever. But I try to anytime that's going on, I try to stay away from it and just watch and hype everybody up, because it is fun to get out there and watch them do their thing. But yeah, it's not for me. It was for my dad. My dad was a shooter, but I did not receive that gift.
Any teammates in particular that have maybe just caught your eye, or that the rumor is they're pretty good?
I know whenever we went over to Coach Beamer's house, Juice Well, I mean, he's a freak of nature. So, I mean, obviously he's going to stand out. He can do pretty much, I mean, he can jump as high as anybody, and
he can do anything
he can basically do anything he wants. But I'd probably put him up against anybody.
Hey, have you watched Spencer's high school?
Yeah, well,
basketball?
I didn't even take him into consideration.
Apparently, he doesn't really play much anymore.
No, he doesn't. But yeah, I didn't even take that into consideration, because he was one hell of a player. And we'll pull it up in the quarterback room every once in a while, and just just whenever we're hanging out and, not doing football stuff, we'll just, go on and search up highlights of guys in the room, and the basketball stuff will come up every once in a while, and we'll have some fun with it. But yeah, he was legit. That's for sure.
He was good. There's like a mixtape. I think.
Oh yeah.
If they
dunking, shooting, all that stuff.
If there's a mixtape of you playing basketball, then you have to be pretty
Gotta
good.
Be pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's the most interesting or surprising or best highlight anyone has pulled up in the QB room? Like, if there's anything that somebody pulled up that you're just like, what? Wait, that's you? Or have there been any moments like that, or not really?
Other than the basketball stuff, I think that's really been the only one that everybody's like, damn, that's cool,
Yeah.
But
yeah,
everybody, we all pull up everybody's little highlight tapes and hype each other up. It's fun. But yeah, I'm sure something will come up eventually, and we'll have a new, something new.
Have you pulled up the one of you chasing down the guy after the block?
We watched that at some point. That'll come up on like my Twitter every once in a while, just like out of nowhere, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like that was funny.
Yeah,
but yeah.
So all right, y'all, we got to hit a break. Promise we're going to talk some actual football when we come back. Luke, we haven't talked to you. I guess we haven't really talked to you, your teammates, much since the bowl game. So I know fans want to hear what y'all have been up to, what the winter workouts have been like, spring practice right around the corner. We're going to hit a quick break. Then we come back. We again chatting with Luke Doty. So we'll be right back.
This is John Marks with a CBS Sports Minute. What is going to happen with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers? Rodgers and the team haven't spoken about things in a while, and it's time for someone to act like an adult here. It seems like neither side wants to be the one who does the breaking up. Well, someone's got to step up and make a decision. I don't think Rodgers wants to be there, and I don't think the Packers really want him anymore. It's time for a change. I'm John Marks.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief Hotline now. Call 800-585-8282. 800-585-8282. That's 800-585-8282.
It's the Garnet Trust Hour on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Doco Ribfest is coming to Doco Meadows Park March 10th and 11th in Blythewood. Music, food, fun, and 10,000 pounds of ribs and cook-off competition. Friday evening movie night and music by Too Much Sylvia. Saturday's music is Joseph's Grayson Band, Common Time Bluegrass Band, Blues Deluxe, Drum Side of the Tracks, and Tokyo Joe. Free admission and park and shuttle service. For tickets and more info, visit DocoRibFest.com. Presented by the town of Blythewood, Chamber of Commerce, Room Heating and Air, and Doco Smoke.
No one likes to talk about the injuries, pain, disability, and lost loved ones that result from terrible car and tractor-trailer accidents. I'm Jason Reynolds. At the Samuels Reynolds Law Firm, We're honored to be the lawyers our clients rely on during their toughest moments.
And I'm Stephen Samuels. When a work injury disrupts your life, I work hard to get you the medical treatment and workers' compensation you depend on.
Samuels Reynolds. True injuries, true lawyers. 803-779-4000.
Uneven sidewalks, pool decks, or patios? Canty can repair them for just a fraction of the cost of replacement. Call Canty Foundation Specialists today for your free estimate.
Canty can fix it.
Uneven concrete can be a dangerous tripping hazard leading to injury. Call the experts at Canty to permanently repair your sinking or cracked concrete. Call 753-1495 or visit CantyCanFixIt.com. Canty can fix it.
Mix a little sports analysis, pop culture, and great interviews, and you've got the Rich Eisen Show podcast.
One of the voices of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Charlie Steiner. Carl Lewis singing the national anthem 30 years ago. Your coverage of it leading to one of the greatest giggle fits of all time.
It was like being in the back row when a substitute teacher was in, and you're holding it in, and you're holding it in until you can't, and 2 minutes later, you're in the principal's office.
The Rich Eisen Show podcast, wherever you listen.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet Studios. This is 107.5 The Game. A great selection of new Chevys is available now at Herndon Chevrolet. The lot is packed with inventory and more is on the way. So shop your hometown Chevy dealer today. Stop by or shop online today and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile. It's the Garnet Trust Hour on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
And welcome back into the Garnet Trust Hour here on 107.5 The Game. Today's guest is Gamecocks quarterback Luke Doty. Wes Mitchell caught up with him just the other day, and you heard him talking that first segment about a lot of things off the field in Luke's life as a student athlete here at the University of South Carolina. About to jump into some things on the football field, as Wes mentioned before the break there. This is the first time that we've been able to hear from somebody like Luke since the bowl game back in December. So here is part two of the conversation between Wes Mitchell, Gamecocks quarterback Luke Doty.
And we're back, Garnet Trust Hour. Luke Doty, continuing our conversation here at the 107.5 The Game studios. Luke, let's talk some football, man. We talked about some other stuff. I know y'all are sort of deep into your winter workout program right now. Do you ever get used to winter workouts? I mean, you've been, how many off seasons have you been at Carolina now? Is this four?
This will be,
you were early,
four?
Right?
Yeah, this will be four. This will be four. This will be four.
Do you ever get used to them, or is it still just an absolute grind?
Nah, I mean, I feel like once you get to a certain point and you've been around for a little while, there's not much that you haven't seen or haven't been through. So I don't think you ever get used to it, obviously, just because there's, wrenches thrown in there every once in a while. So, and they do a good job of, changing things up, on the fly on us. So we have to, react accordingly. But yeah, like I said, I don't think you ever get used to it, but you kind of know what to expect. And just have the right mindset going into it. Like, obviously it's going to be hard, but the stuff we do on Saturdays is, because we're doing this, like the stuff we're going to do on Saturdays is going to be easy. Right now is the hard part where you got to build yourself up, and, get everything in place and just kind of build up to that point to where we get to Saturday that, all of us have the same mindset and, we're working towards the same goal. And, I think that's the cool part about, being able to come in or me coming in early was, I got to experience that, before, some of the other guys, and that allowed me to, just kind of have a feel of, like I said, what to expect and, just calculating the mindset behind, like, once I get this done, like, I know I'm better in myself and put myself in a good position to not only stay healthy throughout the season, but, have a, solid mind and body, going into Saturdays.
How do you just feel physically, doing, like you said, the yoga, studio fire stuff on the side, the workouts, and just, again, being kind of a veteran now, like you know what to put your body through, probably, I imagine, when to rest as well. How do you feel as we sort of we're getting pretty close to spring practice.
I feel good, you know, and I mean, that's really what winter's for, is just to be able to, you know, obviously lift heavy in the weight room, get in shape. We've done a lot of running this off season, probably a little bit more than we've done in past winters. So that's been really good for us, especially going into spring ball. Everybody's kind of, you know, in a really good place with their physical condition, that, you know, once we get out there, you know, we can go and not have to worry about, you know, taking reps off or holding back anything. You know, we can go full speed, and because everybody, you know, like I said, is in good condition. But, you know, me personally, I like you said, I do yoga on the side, you know, as much as I can, you know, within our schedule. And I feel like that's helped me a lot, not only, you know, physically, but mentally. You know, going back to, you know, having the right mindset, just being able to put my mind in a place whenever we're going through something that's, you know, stressful on the body and the mind, being able to get into that, you know, that kind of zone, where nothing really phases you. I think that, you know, that translates to anything. But I definitely can thank Studio Fire for that, because that was, you know, starting that back, I think it was last summer, and just continuing on through, you know, fall camp season, and then this off season. You know, I've definitely seen a drastic improvement, not only mentally but physically. I feel better, you know, after the workouts. I recover faster, and obviously get a lot of rest, because that's important too.
Definitely. So I always like to ask you all, just for the fans' perspective, exactly what does it look like for you all right now as far as your schedule? I believe y'all still separate out into like the 3 different groups that work out together. And then, so what days are sort of on, what days are more recovery? What does that sort of look for y'all, you know, right now as we're finishing out February going into March?
Yeah. So it's always been 3 lift groups. The bigs lift at 7:00. The mids lift at 8:40, or sorry, the skills lift at 8:45, and then the mids lift at 10:30. So you have those 3 lift groups in the morning. So you come in, you know, like I said, we work out 8:45. So come in, you know, do whatever treatment you need to do, get breakfast, you know, hang out, chill, and then obviously work out. And then we started doing position meetings after workout, or we meet around 11. So we'll go for about an hour and just, you know, do install, talk ball, stuff like that. And then we're done for the day, you know, after 12 o'clock and after we get lunch. So that's usually the time where everybody goes to class. Everybody, you know, kind of goes and does extra stuff for their body treatment. And then Tuesday and Thursday nights, we have something called competitive toughness. So we'll come back in the evening, have some meetings, just quick position meetings, and then go out onto the field, do a little walkthrough and some other position stuff, and then do like a competition between offensive and defensive, you know, positions. And then a big competition at the end between both sides of the ball. So it's a lot of fun. Obviously, you know, those Tuesdays and Thursdays are pretty long, but I think it goes back to just doing hard things in preparation for what's to come. You know, when everybody comes back, you know, it's obviously later on in the day and everybody's kind of tired, but once we step on the field, that kind of goes away and everybody gets locked into what we have to do for the day. And I think that's going to translate well, you know, going into spring ball.
I know y'all did those competitions last year.
Yep.
Do you remember if y'all did them the year before?
We did them the year before Beamer's first year, whenever Coach Day and them got here too. So this will be our 3rd year doing them, and you know, they're pretty tough, and obviously you work out in the mornings, and you know, body's a little fatigued, but like I said, that all kind of goes out the window as soon as you step on the field, because you know there's more work to be done, and everybody's down to do it.
So Chris Clark and I talked to Coach Beamer, I think it was last week, and he was talking about how, you know, he makes like kind of, I think, a concerted effort every year to be like, hey, this is a new team, like this is a brand new team,
no doubt.
And you know, Luke Doty may be back, but the guys that you went to battle with last year, that team's never going to be together again.
Yep.
Which is like a bittersweet thought, probably in a lot of ways. But
no doubt.
How much do you think the competitive toughness nights and sort of just team building stuff, how necessary do you think that is to sort of bring along these new guys? Because you look, I think there's like non-scholarship transfers.
Yeah,
there's freshmen who are there. There's
sure.
so many different personalities and characters and stuff like that. And you're trying to just bring them all together. How important is that to just kind of get everybody pulling in the same direction?
Yeah, I think, just doing that kind of stuff, as a team, as a unit, I think that kind of shows the newcomers, whether they be transfers that have come from other places, or just freshmen that, got here like 2 months ago. I think that kind of shows them, what we're all about, what the team's all about, and the sacrifices and the work they're going to have to put in order to get, everybody to get to where we want to be. And that's obviously winning games on Saturdays and going and playing in big bowls and national championships, things like that. So I think that kind of sets the standard, sets the groundwork going into not only spring ball, but summer, fall camp, and then obviously into the season. We put all this work in, and obviously it's not for nothing, because like I said before, it's more of like you're building up to reach that point. So that stuff is necessary, obviously, just to get everybody on the same page, mentality on the same page, that no matter what time it is, where we're at, we're going to have to go to work, and we're going to have to do something that, other people don't do. Cause I don't see any other teams, doing some of the things that we do. So obviously we have something special, and it's definitely going to pay off.
You're listening to Luke Doty on the Garnet Trust Hour. We got to hit another quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk a little bit more football. So we'll see you on the other side.
It's the Garnet Trust Hour on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
For appliances with Reliances, that's Jeffers McGill.
Come see the entire line of GE appliances at 1421 Atlas Road. Jeffers McGill offers the best customer service and lowest price on every GE make and model,
including GE Profile, Monogram, and Cafe brands. Jeffers McGill and GE, your home team.
For appliances with Reliances, that's Jeffers McGill.
Making a difference in the lives of children and families brings a feeling of satisfaction that is unmatched. You may be just the person to help them to a brighter tomorrow. Answer the call and learn more about becoming a child welfare case manager at dss.sc.gov. There, you will find qualifications needed and information about salary and benefits available. This message is sponsored by the South Carolina Department of Social Services.
The demand for your used car is at an all-time high, and it's never been worth more. Herndon Chevrolet needs your trade. We'll buy your car, even if you don't buy ours. And to prove it, we're willing to beat any written offer by $500. That's right, we'll beat any written offer by $500. Visit Herndon Chevrolet today.
Herndon Chevrolet, Herndon makes you wanna smile. Smile.
803-630-5929 for more details.
When you think about spring, good stuff springs to mind. Like spring break.
Woohoo!
A friend springing for drinks.
Thanks, dude.
A spring in your step. Spring fever.
Oh, behave.
And best of all, spring water dough pizza from the Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers.
Yeah, baby!
Experience the taste of spring with our amazing hand-tossed pies, spring fresh salads, and over 100 beers from around the world. Enjoy spring at the Mellow Mushroom in the Vista and on Sunset in Lexington.
Hey, y'all, Jay Phillips here from my good friends at Dan's Fan City in Harbison. Ceiling fans don't sound like something you think about a lot because you don't really need to, but when you've got good ones, they work so well, keeping energy costs down and your comfort level up. All kinds of fans at Dan's Fan City, big to small and quiet, quality fans. They have accessories and light kits, fan blades, and more. Stop by and see them soon, Harbison Boulevard next to Total Wine, or call Dan's Fan City, 781-FANS. You'll be glad you did.
O'Reilly.
Protect your engine against sludge and wear with a synthetic oil change. O'Reilly Auto Parts has 5 parts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $35.95. Plus, get 2 times O Rewards points. Our professional parts people can recommend the supplies you need, including a filter, funnel, shop towels, drain pans, and more. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. We keep the clutter out of your gutter. Call on the gutter man.
The Gutterman offers a variety of guards for your gutter. Protect your biggest investment. Call the guys in the powder blue trucks. Locally owned and operated for 46 years. Call 791-7147. That's 791-7147.
We keep the clutter out of your gutter. Call on the Gutterman.
One search engine is used by 9 out of 10 consumers. Hint, the name begins with a G. And there are hundreds of things that go into being ranked highly by that engine. Your website, your business profile, even your social accounts. A couple of slip-ups and you find yourself on page 7. But at Cumulus Boost, we have the experts and resources to fix what's wrong and boost your findability so you can rank higher than your competition. Get started today at cumulusboost.com. CUMULUS boost.com.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
It's the Garnet Trust Hour on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game. What we're talking about on 107.5 The Game. Sponsored by Love Chevrolet.
And welcome back into the Garnet Trust Hour here on 107.5 The Game. Today's special guest is Luke Doty of the Gamecocks football team. Wes Mitchell caught up with him just the other day talking about all things going on in his life as a Gamecock. Here is the next part of their conversation right here on 107.5 The Game.
All right, welcome back. Garnet Trust Hour. Luke Doty still hanging out with us, talking some ball. Let's keep talking some football, Luke. I know that obviously new offensive coordinator, Dow Loggins. I know it's a process to like getting the playbook in, the install. Y'all obviously haven't started spring practice yet.
Right.
I imagine it's a process just getting to know him, being around him a little bit, and kind of he's trying to figure out what makes you tick. You're trying to figure out what he is all about, obviously. How has that been so far now that y'all have started to be around each other a little bit?
I think it's been awesome. And, I love Dow Loggins as a coach, and not only as a coach, but as a person. I think he hung out for, a couple practices during bowl practice, and just kind of stayed out of the way, but observed and kind of watched how everybody went about their business. And then, right when he got into the building, it wasn't so much, all football. It was more of, hey, I want to create a personal relationship with you first, and get to know you as a person outside of this building, and who you are, without the pads, because all that stuff is going to come later. I'd rather build this relationship with you and have this trust with you, just man to man, and then that'll translate to player to coach. So I think he's done a hell of a job doing that with not only our offense, but everybody on the team. Just creating those little interpersonal relationships with guys on the other side of the ball and, on offense, obviously. But he's been awesome. Just, great football mind. He's been in a lot of places, seen a lot of things, and obviously coached a lot of different people. So it's cool to see, his perspective on things and the way that he goes about teaching and the methods, to his madness. The stuff that, kind of goes unnoticed, but it means a lot in the end. And I think that goes back to just him developing, those relationships at the beginning as soon as he got here, and leaving the ball to come later. But, in the meeting room, the room's relaxed, watching film, his style of teaching is great. and really everybody loves him. So I think it's we're gonna have a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you said you hadn't really got into necessarily the ball side of it yet, but fans are like dying to know what's this offense going to look like. And Beamer's given us a little bit, and for the most part, I think like structurally, big picture, it sounds like still very much pro style, some similar stuff to what y'all are doing the last couple of years, but maybe a little bit more college style as far as the logistics, getting in and out of plays. Maybe not having quite as many different packages. It sounds like just streamlining is the word that was used. Is that what you've maybe seen so far?
No doubt.
How similar do you think it's going to be for you guys, just from a concept standpoint, to where you're not maybe completely reinventing the wheel with a brand new offense?
Yeah.
You think?
I think just going back to what you said, not reinventing the wheel, and obviously everybody runs the same stuff. All the concepts, all the ideas are the same, but it's just the way that you go about running them. And I think that kind of goes back to what Coach Beamer was saying, just streamlining it to, fit a college style, especially the college game today, just in a more up-tempo and fast pace to where guys can go out there, play fast, and not have to have so much thinking. I think that's really what it's going to be about, and I think it's going to. Like I said, we've gone over some stuff in meetings and stuff, and we've done all the stuff on Tuesday and Thursday nights, and everybody is all bought into what he has brought to the table. So I think it's just a matter of once we get to spring ball, we're going to hit it, hit the ground running, and get this train rolling. And like I said, we're going to have a lot of fun this season, and score a lot of points.
The entire offensive side of the ball got rolling at the end of the season last year. I think we all sort of kind of were like, it just clicked. What was that like, just sort of seeing everything come together at Tennessee, beating Clemson? You're very familiar with Clemson rivalry growing up. Maybe have some Clemson fans in the family along the way. What was it like to just, Luke, be a part of everything at the end of the year and just kind of seeing the season finish the way it did?
I think, like you said, everything just kind of came together. I think there was a big light bulb that was switched on, to where guys weren't going out there and thinking about too much. What if I did this, and that? It was more just about playing fast and doing what you had to do to win. And I think that goes, for both sides of the ball, not only offense but defense as well. Just doing everything that we can to put ourselves in a position to win, and playing complementary football, defense, offense, special teams. I think that was a big piece in why we won those last two games. Obviously, didn't go so well in the bowl game, but if you look back on it, we didn't play complementary football, and I think that's what it comes down to. It has to be every side of the ball, on the same mission, on the same page, and just helping each other out. Offense goes 3 and out, defense gets us the ball right back, and we're able to drive right down the field. Special teams was huge for us all year, and it was a spectacle every time they stepped out on the field. So I think it just goes back to that, and like I said, when you look at the big picture, playing complementary football is something that we're going to continue to get better at, and we're going to see a lot of it this season.
I believe I saw number 9 out there on kickoff return.
Did. Oh yeah,
bowl game. Did you fight for the right to get out there on special teams, or was that somebody else's idea?
Whenever I met with Coach Beamer at the end of the season, we kind of talked about, and he mentioned that the NCAA was working on something for guys that have been redshirted to play in bowl games. And, obviously some of our guys that had left to go to the combat or go to the draft or whatever. So we were missing some spots and trying to move people around. And, I told him, and I mean, this, I've always said this, that, I'm team guy. I'll do whatever they need me to do. So Coach Limbo kind of came up to me, or it might've been, Coach Weber, who's at,
Tulane now.
Yeah. He came up to me just kind of half jokingly, like, hey, we need to get you on special teams now that, the waiver's been passed. And I was like, yeah, dude, whatever whatever you need me to do, like I'll do it. And then Coach Limbo came over to me later on that day or the next day during practice and was like, hey, like, this is for real. Like, we want to get you on special teams. And I was like, great. So I went up, met with him or Coach Weber every single day, kind of got the schemes down, the concepts and everything, and really put it into practice whenever we got down to the bowl site, which was a lot of fun. And I had a blast doing it. And, being on punt pressure and kickoff return, going out there that first snap, I'd never done like a full cover rep. So whenever, I did my thing, technique and everything, and then, ball was kicked, and then I was like, oh crap, I gotta go. Like I gotta hold this guy off and, help AB get a good return here. So that was kind of, thinking on the fly and being able to adapt in different little situations. But I had a lot of fun doing it. And, if it ever comes down to it, I told Coach Limbo this other day that if you ever, needed me back in there, I'm all for it.
Yeah, you were loving it. I can imagine.
I was loving it. I was having a blast out there.
Well, you probably see, Tonka Hemingway is out there this year have you started? I mean, you might have a little bit of leverage now.
Yeah.
To maybe work in. I mean, we're not going to give anything away, but there could be some trick plays.
Oh yeah.
That they could put together off.
Coach Limbo's a mastermind. I know he could come up, draw something up, in a minute. So we'll see.
Definitely. All right, y'all, we got to hit one more break. He is Luke Doty. We'll be right back. This is the Garnet Trust Hour. I'm Wes Mitchell. He's Luke Doty. See you on the other side.
It's the Garnet Trust Hour on your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to My Computer Career and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
I had a nighttime routine for my frequent heartburn. I would drink milk, I would sleep upright with more pillows, but that painful burning stayed. So I made Prilosec OTC part of my morning routine. With just one pill each morning, Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production, blocking heartburn day and night. Now I have a new nighttime routine. I call it sleeping.
One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. With Prilosec OTC. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
When you think about spring, good stuff springs to mind. Like spring break. Woohoo! A friend springing for drinks.
Thanks, dude.
A spring in your step. Spring fever.
Oh, behave.
And best of all, spring water dough pizza from the Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers.
Yeah, baby!
Experience the taste of spring with our amazing hand-tossed pies, spring fresh salads, and over 100 beers from around the world. Enjoy spring at the Mellow Mushroom in the Vista and on Sunset in Lexington.
The demand for your used car is at an all-time high, and it's never been worth more. Herndon Chevrolet needs your trade. We'll buy your car, even if you don't buy ours. And to prove it, we're willing to beat any written offer by $500. That's right, we'll beat any written offer by $500. Visit Herndon Chevrolet today.
Herndon Chevrolet, Herndon makes you wanna smile.
Smile. 803-630-5929 for more details.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
Is the cost of medication stopping you from getting ED treatment?
At forhims.com/radio, you can get access to trusted, effective ED treatments for 95% off the typical price. Through HIMS, a licensed medical provider can prescribe the generic versions of Viagra, Cialis, and other name brand ED treatments at up to 95% off. Trusted ED treatments for a fraction of the price. Simple, affordable, totally online access to ED treatment with no insurance required starts at forhims.com/radio. No more doctor's offices, no more copays, and no more trips to the pharmacy. If prescribed, your order ships directly to you for free in discreet packaging. ED treatment that's 95% less expensive so you can get back to feeling 100% like yourself. Start your free visit today at forhims.com/radio. That's forhims.com/radio for your free visit. forhims.com/radio.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet Studios. This is 107.5 The Game.
Discover Herndon Certified, Herndon Chevrolet's premier used car warranty. Shop with complete confidence knowing Herndon Chevrolet has got you covered.
Stop by or shop online today and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile. It's the Garnet Trust Hour
On your home of the Gamecocks.
107.5 The Game.
Back in on the Garnet Trust Hour here on 107.5 The Game. Today's guest is Gamecocks quarterback Luke Doty. Sat down with Wes Mitchell the other day. Talk about all things Gamecocks football. Thought a really interesting insight he gave into what it was like for him to play on special teams there in the bowl game. So very good insight there provided by Luke. Don't forget, Shane Beamer's press conference coming up at 11:15. We'll have that for you during the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour, presented by Firehouse Subs with Wes and Chris as well. Here's the last part of the conversation with Wes Mitchell and Luke Doty, Garnet Trust Hour.
All right, closing things out. Luke Doty, Wes Mitchell here, Garnet Trust Hour. Again, GarnetTrust.com. Help support athletes like Luke so we can do interviews like this one. Luke is drawing up special teams plays for Pete Limbo here during the break, getting ready. Some double throwback passes on special teams. So we talked about the red shirt last year, though, man. How beneficial, though, was that? And I know you want to play. I know you're a competitor. I know you're an athlete. I know you've always said, I will literally do anything to help the team. But big picture,
right?
You didn't get the red shirt your first year on campus. Mm-hmm. You were playing wide receiver. Mm-hmm. Then next thing you know, we're in the middle of a pandemic and you're getting thrown in the game at quarterback.
Yep.
Coach has been let go. It was a whirlwind of a freshman year. Mm-hmm. You kind of got to go back in time a little bit and take your red shirt this past year. Yep. Learn, watch from the sideline, get, that a different perspective, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Right.
How was that just from a big picture standpoint?
Yeah, I think it was awesome. And I think it was really good for me. And obviously it's going to pay off, at the end of the day. I had time to kind of not just sit back, but take mental reps. I'm a big proponent on mental reps. Just being able to watch Spencer, be out there, whether it be practice games, whatever it was, every single play I would put myself in his position and try to understand what he was seeing. And whenever he'd come off the field, like I said, whether it be practice or in the game, we talk about it. And, that kind of gave me a different perspective on, all right, hey, I'm seeing this. What are you seeing? And then we'd have a conversation about it. And that gave, me a different, view of kind of what's happening out there, and something that, maybe I can, put in the back, keep in the back of my mind for, when it's my time to be out there. I can, think back, unconsciously, think back to those conversations and what I saw, out there, in my time, just standing back, observing. I can, look back on that and kind of have a kind of a step forward, if that makes sense. But it was a lot of fun too, just being able to be a part of, kind of being more like a coach on the field, helping out some of the wide receivers and getting their, input so I can relay it up to, the guys upstairs, offensive line, kind of what they were thinking, running backs, all tight ends, all those guys. I played a big part in being able to diagnose what the defense was doing, on the field when obviously you practice all these different looks and you watch all this tape, but they're going to come out and give you something different, first 10, 15 snaps of the game throughout the game, no matter what it is. So I had a lot of fun doing that, just being in constant communication with Christian, who was upstairs, Zeb on the sideline, Coach Sat, just everybody on the offensive side, being able to, kind of have an input there and being able to share my thoughts on what, I thought was a good play here, a good play there. I think that was really beneficial for me, just to not only expand my football knowledge, but, kind of be there for everybody else as a voice and, just a set of ears at some points.
There was obviously all the talk when Spencer came in, back then. It's like, well, Luke's going to leave or Luke might leave.
Yeah.
You talked at the beginning of the interview, just your overall happiness level at South Carolina. Your girlfriend is here and just you seem very zen about where you are in life right now. How much has that played into just your decisions? I mean, it's we all see it, transfer portal. There's like 2,000 guys in there or something. How much has just your overall happiness sort of led to your decisions so far in that window, I guess?
I think it goes back to, and my parents always told me this whenever I was going through the recruiting process. If you take football out of it, is this somewhere that you are truly going to be happy? Is this truly somewhere that you can see yourself being, for 4 years, 5 years, however long it may be, without football? And my answer has always been yes. I love the town. I love the people. I love the social life, the crowd on game days. School is awesome. I mean, this place is unlike any other. And it truly is a home away from home. Anytime I go home, now it's spend a week or two there and it's like, man, I'm ready to get back to Columbia because all of my buddies are here, everybody that I enjoy being around and, the stuff that brings me the most happiness is here. So I can't thank my parents enough for that, kind of perspective on it. But I also think it goes back to getting injured. What was that 2 years ago now? Yeah. Just having that experience and going through that, just in it was a really weird time. Like, obviously get hurt during camp, come back, play a little bit, then get hurt again. You're out for the season. I realized pretty quick that, it's not all, butterflies, sunshine and rainbows. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this and, it can be taken away from you like that. And me and Jalen Brooks had a lot of conversations about that. Cause obviously the stuff that he went through, and not being able to play for a little while, same situation that I was in. So kept close contact with him and still do. And, we still talk, but I think the conversation that me and him had about, being able to do the stuff that we love and being able to have that opportunity given back to us again. You just start to take nothing for granted. You start, realizing that, it's a privilege to get to wake up at 7 a.m. and go, put your body through hell. It's a privilege to, go out in the blazing hot sun during August and hang out with your boys for the entire day during camp. And it's, more than a privilege to go out there in front of 80,000 screaming fans, on a Saturday night. So I think all those little things and all those factors that kind of play into everything that's happened throughout my career. I think that it leads right back to, being happy in the place that I'm in, and being thankful that, I've been given opportunities that a lot of people don't get.
Definitely, man. So Luke, when we were setting this up, we were working through your schedule. I noticed you're not taking, you're not one of these guys that's just, let me take as little classes as possible.
Yeah.
You got quite, I think, a workload going on right now. Are you still, I know at one point you're aiming medical field.
Yeah.
How's the academic stuff coming along? Is that still the long-term, off the field plan or goal, or what are we thinking there, man?
I'm a psychology major, so I enjoy all things, how the mind works, the processes that it goes through, how it's different for everybody, and I'm big on perspective and consciousness and all this stuff. And I think that's where, I was meant to be in some sort of, field of psychology. So I took a child psych class last year, and just the ways that, they develop cognitively. And, I'm taking a couple things right now that kind of deal with that stuff. So I don't know really quite what I want to do yet, but I know it's going to be something in that field. I want to try to stay as close to the game as I can. So, some sports psych, just developmental stuff. I think I'd fit in great there. So I've really enjoyed it so far. Obviously I got a couple more years left and going to graduate soon and hopefully get into a grad program here and, just continue all the education stuff.
Luke, we're out of time, man. I feel like we could sit here and talk about 100 other things. I've got like a bunch of other questions, but we're up against a break, so we're going to let Luke get back to work, get back to winter workouts. But man, as always, enjoyed it.
Oh yeah,
good catching up. We'll be wishing you luck, spring, and moving forward from there. And
Yes,
let's
sir.
do this again, okay?
Absolutely, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yep, that's Luke Doty. This has been the Garnet Trust Hour. Coming up next is the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour from 11 to 12. We'll see you then.
WNKT FM, Eastover, Columbia, your home of the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game, a Cumulus media station.